I'm Jim Kircher. We've had some pretty heavy rains recently, and no doubt there's more to come. But I can't watch those downpours anymore without thinking about where all that water is going and how fast it's getting there and the impact on the environment, especially in urban areas. I can trace my new awareness to the stories we've been doing as part of our Water Matters initiative. Favorite story? Well, anytime I get a chance to go underground, I go. There was a time when a river ran through St. Louis's Forest Park, but this is not it. All of this is the result of careful planning, landscaping, and plumbing. To find the remnants of the real river that once flowed through Forest Park, the River Des Peres, you have to have the Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District unlock a hatch to the stairway that leads down to an amazing work of engineering that in one era was a solution, but today is something of a problem.
Treatment plant.
Our tour guide is the sewer district's PR guy, Lance Lacombe.
This is clean water we're looking at here, and the tunnel next to this we'll look at in a moment is where the sewage is.
Right.
And so these twin tunnels.
St. Louis started building sewers in the 1850s after the big cholera epidemic. And as the city and its industries and neighborhoods grew, so did the importance of a good sewer system. In fact, in 1916, the city celebrated the completion of a major project with a formal dinner inside a giant sewer tunnel just before it went into service. If there was a golden age of sewers, this was it. And the city kept building big, expensive projects designed to efficiently flush everything out of the city, but still right into the river.
I'll give an example. In 1969, when this country put a man on the moon, only 5% of the wastewater from St. Louis is going to a treatment plant. So treatment plants are
and the rest going into the river.
Yeah, so treatment plants are relatively a new phenomenon, if you would, but this is how it was designed. This is how it's the function. It was state-of-the-art at the time.
But it's not state-of-the-art anymore, and that's a problem in St. Louis and in a lot of older cities that have what's called combined sewer systems. The pipes and tunnels carry both sewage and stormwater, and most of the time it goes to the treatment plant. But big rainstorms can send more water into the pipes than they can handle. Where does it go? Well, that's the next stop on the tour. Downriver from the park, the River Des Peres takes the form of a concrete channel, but it often doesn't look or act much like a river. At times like this, most of the water is actually running underneath in a big sewer. And when it gets full in a storm, instead of backing up into basements, the sewer spills out into the concrete channel, bypassing the treatment plant and going straight into the Mississippi.
And so this is one of the overflow points here, where if we get too much rainwater coming into the system, the water will come out of here and spill into the River Des Peres and go down the Mississippi River.
Is this sewage in here then?
We are standing in a sewer. This is heading to the treatment plant, goes through there. During a heavy rainstorm, this chamber we're standing in right now could easily be full of water.
Yeah.
And it needs some place to go because there's not enough capacity in the system. So it would go out through these outfalls here into the River Des Peres.
So explain to me. This system may be good for protecting basements, but it's bad for the environment. And the EPA and the Coalition for the Environment sued the sewer district, saying it was in violation of the Clean Water Act. The district settled, agreeing to spend nearly $5 billion over 23 years to remedy the situation.
We're going to be building large storage tunnels. The longest of those will be 9 miles long, 200 feet below ground, and almost 30 feet diameter. So they're going to be massive, massive projects.
These come with a big price tag that businesses and homeowners will end up helping to pay.
$4 billion, whatever.
4.7 billion, 5 billion, call it, over 23 years.
Does it solve the problem?
No, because you're always going to have a storm that can come along and overwhelm the system.
In cities, a big part of the problem is that rainwater runs off the rooftops, parking lots, streets. It doesn't seep into the ground, it rushes into the sewers. And while new storage tunnels can take care of some of that, what if you could slow things down here? Well, as part of the settlement, the sewer district will be spending millions on what's called green infrastructure. Of course, MSD by definition is in the business of building and maintaining sewers. Recently, it's gotten into the gardening business. This is a rain garden just north of downtown. It was MSD's first rain garden, built last year, and there's more to come. It didn't look nearly this garden-like the first time we visited last spring. The plants had just gone in, but you could see how this was built to catch, hold, and absorb rainwater. The drains on the street don't go into the sewers, they go into this basin. A few weeks later, there was a spring downpour, and all over the city, water was rushing over the concrete and into the sewers. Things were filling up fast. But at the rain garden, the water had been captured, and it was flowing through the rocks and into the basin. And MSD says after a year of measuring how much this garden has reduced stormwater going into the sewers, the results are promising. And if it reduces that on a small scale, the idea is to build more of these and make it work on a large scale. 2 more rain gardens are under construction. 4 more are scheduled to be built this summer and fall.
So if you build the stuff you need to build, the tunnels that will handle that overflow, store it, and then push it into the system gradually, right? And you combine that with reducing flow, does that solve the problem?
It gets us to where we need to be. That's our plan.
But remember, this is a 20-year project, and in St. Louis they won't be blowing things up and starting over. They will be working to improve the existing system. And let's give credit where credit is due. This system is listed as a National Historic Civil Engineering Landmark, right along with the Brooklyn Bridge and the Panama Canal.